Hello everyone, my name is Sabina Hidi and this is my international show. Thanks to mass culture, we know some information about indigenous people from books and films, but today we have an exclusive opportunity to talk with a representative of North American indigenous people, with podcast host, rights activist, and blogger Peter White. Welcome, Peter.
Hi.
So, tell me please what it means to you to be a representative of your native culture in 3 words.
3 words.
Maybe not in 3. How are you?
Yeah, I'm trying to think. It's a big shoes to fill.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a big shoes to fill. Okay.
Yeah.
Tell me how you started to be so involved in your native culture. Did your parents influence on it?
I didn't grow up with like tradition. A lot of indigenous people they don't grow up with their families, through residential schools and the things that have happened to our people. A lot of people are disconnected. Like most people don't grow up with their culture and their way of life. And as I just got a little bit older, I quit drinking, got sober. So I was missing something. There was something inside my heart that was missing. So I just started to listen to my heart, and it just started to come to me.
So this was from your soul, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. What festivals and events organized in USA to support indigenous people?
I do lots. I do social media, as you know from that. I do like a lot of workshops in schools. I do a lot of like events around North America.
Mm-hmm.
I travel a lot. I vlog on YouTube. Talk about a lot of things. Relearning my language. Just any chance I can to talk and share what I've learned so far.
Mm-hmm. I mean, some big events. Because from Instagram I saw so many videos from that when you're dancing and that stuff. It looks like festival. I mean, there are some festivals.
So what we call that a powwow. And a powwow is just a celebration of life.
Powwow.
And they're all over the place.
Powwow, it means celebration of life.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it happens throughout the year, but more so in the summertime. When it originated, it came from the summertime, because back in the day we didn't have houses and like buildings, and they would take outside, and they started in the prairies. It was really snowy and cold, so you can't really do these events in the wintertime.
Mm-hmm. So what's going on besides dances on these events? What are you
doing? Visiting, meeting people. They'll usually have marketplaces where you can go shop and eat food and
together, like families or something.
Family, friends, yeah.
So it's a big stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty big, and like myself, I'll take off work the whole summer just to travel and then attend these events, because they happen every weekend all summer.
So could we break up together the most popular myths and stereotypes about indigenous people? I mean, the first one from my mind, this is about calling the rain. Did you do that? And is it true?
No.
No, not at all.
There is a ceremony called a rain dance, but it's I don't know much about it, but I don't think it's like what people think. It's not about calling the rain. It's like a ceremony. I've never attended it, but I know there's a few tribes that do rain dance, but it's not what you think it is. I don't know what it is though.
Okay, you didn't
No.
do that.
No,
okay,
we don't do that.
It's kind of funny because it's a stereotype, that you can call in the rain, but it works. But it works when you call from nature. It gives you something. So the next one will be about tattoos. I saw that one of the biggest influencer of indigenous people culture, her name is Sheena Nova. She made a tattoo on her face. So what it means, what tattoos means in your culture? Did you have?
Oh, so I don't. She's a Newt. She's a Newt. That's northern. I'm not sure what it means in her ways. You know, every tribe is different. We all have our own ways. We have our own languages. We have our own like ceremonies sometimes. I don't know what it means, but I think sometimes it'll come down to like traditional like family ties. Sometimes I'm just what I can remember. Sometimes it comes down to family ties. Sometimes tattoos are given down. You know, they're kind of, they show you like where you're from, like your clan, kind of.
Like your symbol of the family or something from
your family symbol, your clan symbol.
Interesting. Do you have one symbol?
No.
Not at all.
No, we don't. Like where I come from, we don't do the clan system.
Mm-hmm. So you don't have any tattoos?
I have tattoos all on my arm, but they're just normal tattoos.
This is normal tattoos, not something.
And my language, like tattoos, like that mean things to me personally.
Let's talk about earring stuff. I saw on your Instagram there's many firms with a heart, like cutie one, and I saw also Rocky photos of indigenous people, and they wore two earrings. So what it means to
you? Indigenous people, we've always been resourceful in using things. Like we use a lot of things that come from the earth. I don't know where the story that comes from, like the earrings, but I think it has something to do. It would have to do with just showing, like, I honestly don't know. I don't know where it comes from.
Okay.
But I know, like, you know, from in indigenous ways, a lot of men will wear earrings and then long hair as well. So, you know, the hair, the long hair shows like shows our strength and resilience, and it's kind of like, you ever watched the movie Avatar?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's basically like what they talk about with hair. With indigenous people, it's our strength that connects us to the earth, and the longer our hair is, they say the more you're connected to Mother Earth.
Wow! So that's why you make these tails from hair, these long tails.
Yeah.
I mean, you have them too.
I have long hair. Yeah, it's just in a bun right now.
It's hard to have this one long hair.
Yeah, it's a lot of work. Some mornings it takes a lot longer to do. So most times I'll just put it in a bun. Makes it easier than braiding it every day.
Another point is about second names. You know what I mean? It's not about you just Peter. Maybe you Peter the Eagle or something.
Sometimes you'll be given like a ceremonial name. You'll be given a name that was once someone else's before, depending like where I come from. You know, you're given names through ceremony. Sometimes it's a name that was given to someone else who's passed on, or sometimes it's just someone who, if a name came to the person. Sometimes it's through a vision. There are ceremony names, and wherever you go to, whatever tribe, they have different ways on how you earn those. But where I come from, you know, we usually will have a ceremony, talk about that name, and then we'll have like a like a gathering of people, and then there's witnesses, and then they talk about it to share that.
So you have one second name?
Yeah.
What it is? Or it's secret?
My name, it's in my language, it's Kanshuke Teshmiet, and it means night runner.
Night runner.
Yeah.
Why definitely this?
There's a story behind it that it was told to me that there was this man many years ago, back in the day before we had vehicles and telephones, you know, we had horses. There was this messenger man who would travel to different communities and where I'm from, my nation. I believe there was 9 tribes at the time, and they would he would travel to different tribes to warn them, to tell them messages, to tell them things. And he would always travel at night. And like when he traveled, it seemed like he would get there in an instant. And it's because his spirit would carry him there. That's what they would say. So he was a messenger to people. And I feel like that's what I do now. I share messages instantly through social media. You know, it's just like you post something and you can reach millions of people right away.
So let's talk about your work in the social media as a blogger. And the most of your videos is when you're dancing. It's actually looking good and interesting. You know, these moves, this special screaming. What do you feel inside when you're dancing, and what it means in your culture?
It depends like how I feel. Sometimes I'll feel happy. Sometimes I'll feel strong. Sometimes I just get lost. You know, have you ever done something where you just get lost in time and you just get carried away, and it just feels like, you know, 2 minutes had passed and it's been like an hour. Sometimes I just get lost in the moment. Sometimes I'm sad because I'm praying for people. You know, it depends. Like, it just depends. Some people will ask me because, you know, we say dancing is like praying. When we pray, like when we dance, we pray for other people as well. So sometimes people will ask me to pray for them when they're dancing, to help carry that medicine to them, for them to feel better or heal them, you know, send that energy, that positive energy to them. So it varies.
I didn't know that. This is good help to health, really? So if I watch your videos, maybe I feel upset, and after that,
you can feel good.
Yeah, I feel better. It's interesting. And one point I recognized that you and people from your nationality has smooth skin. No, you look younger than your age. I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of Indigenous people do.
Where is the connection? Why it is? Maybe you have some secrets to wash your face with the milk.
I think it was because our genetics and who we were for like thousands of years, right? We were really connected to the earth. We wouldn't take too much more than we needed. We lived like in a good way of life. You know, we had, you know, I was told that karma, but the way some Indigenous people look at karma is, say I do something one day, I may never see it. My kids, or my grandkids, or my great-great-grandchildren might see those effects of that thing I did, either good or bad. And I feel like, you know, our people did so much good for so many years that it keeps carrying on in those ways.
So it's kind of near with the reincarnation. So do Indigenous people believe in that?
Yes, some tribes do.
Yeah.
Yes, some tribes believe in reincarnation, like either coming back as an animal. Most times it's animals, right? That's what most tribes believe in, that we're reincarnated into animals.
Do you know who did you in the past?
No, I don't know. But there's things that come to me that I don't know where they just come to me. I don't know where they come from. And then I'll look it up, and sometimes it's true, or I'll have feelings and it's true. So I don't know, maybe it was someone from my nation in the past.
It was interesting. Thanks. How do you keep your cultural characteristics in daily life? I mean, does modern Indigenous people have their own strong beliefs and values that can be using in daily life?
Yeah, it's the job that I just started. They're trying to incorporate more Indigenous ways into the construction site. Trying to bring more of a healthy aspect and balance, you know, to construction. Because I don't know how construction is there, but construction here is like really rough, and it's like sometimes it's like a depressing place, you know. A lot of people drink, do drugs, you know, they're not in a good mind space. It's a dangerous place. and we're just trying to bring that balance, that peace, that trying to uplift it so people want to come to these jobs and they feel good. But yeah, there's a lot of traditional values in indigenous people's ways that we're trying to incorporate to like every day, like waking up and saying gratitude, saying thankful. Like indigenous people have been doing gratitude since time immemorial. Saying thanks, just simply waking up in the morning and thanking whoever you believe in. Like we believe in Creator, right? So just thanking Creator for you waking up today, because 300,000 people won't wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
They just move on, right? So something simple as that.
So how about religion? So do you believe in Creator, or you have some maybe totemic stuff? Totems?
Every tribe has their own word for Creator, but most indigenous people believe like in someone called Creator, like someone that created this earth. There's different stories on where you go to all over North America, and it's different on the story of creation of life. But everyone that I've met kind of just speaks of what we call Creator now, but in every tribe's way, they have a different word for it. And it's like a spirituality more than a religion. Because, religion, I feel like religion, a lot of things can get lost in because it has rules, right? Can't do this, you can't do that. But with indigenous ways and spirituality, it's not like that. There's no things you can't do or things like this. It's just you learn.
There is more freedom, right?
Yeah.
You relate to the North American ethnic group of indigenous people. So what is your nationality? The name of your nationality? And what is your native language?
So my tribe, I should call nation, would be Tunaha. And we're like a prairie style type of indigenous people. We're very close to the Blackfoot people. We have a lot of similar ways. We were neighbors. I think we live in the same area as the Blackfoot people. And my language is actually an isolate language, which means it has like no ties to anywhere in the world. Like you see, like you speak English, and English is like a bunch of different languages. You speak Spanish if you live in Mexico and it's from Spain. Some people speak Portugal, and that comes from Portuguese people. So it has ties to different places in the world. Languages do, and our language has no ties to anywhere else in the world. It's that area and that area only. And there are some other nations that are like that in North America.
How in your native language will be words like mother?
I don't know how to say mother in my language.
Really?
It's a very like throaty, it's a very, very like throaty, hard language to learn. I have friends who know another language called Cree, and they say my language is even harder to speak and learn.
Maybe you can say something on it? Maybe some basic phrases like hello?
In our language, we don't have a hello. We have like a good morning, which means kisukukit, or sorry, kisukwisnam.
Oh my God.
Kisukwisnam means good morning, and then kisukukit means good afternoon, and then there's quiet, which means good night, like good evening.
There's too much letter K.
Yeah, it's very throaty. And I'm still learning it, so it's But I try and speak it every day. Like at least I just say good morning, and like I just say a little bit, and that's what I was taught how to learn any language. Just speak a little bit every day.
How will be names of the animals, like snake, example?
I don't know snake in my language. No.
What do you know? Maybe bear or fox or.
I could. Coyote is.
Coyote.
No, coyote is. Oh, I just had it and I forgot it.
Yeah, I know this anyway.
But I do have an app on my phone
Mm-hmm.
what I use, and like I can type in words and it'll actually say it, and then I can actually like say it out loud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maybe there is some your favorite phrases on your native.
I like the word woo. It's a pretty strong word, you know, without woo. Woo is what we call water. Woo, like nothing grows without water.
Mm-hmm.
And then what we call you know, we believe everything has a spirit, so we call it napika woo. So the spirit water. You know, we believe water has a spirit because it grows you.
Mm-hmm. You know, it's true. That's water has spirit. I mean, that's there is many science work on it. That's water actually has. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah. Did you know some interesting facts that indigenous people from North America come from people from north of the Russia?
I've heard that before, but
Mm-hmm.
it's like I've heard it's been debunked also
Mm-hmm.
because there's been many artifacts found now,
Mm-hmm.
like here in North America, where they don't know how old it is.
Mm-hmm.
Like they know it comes from people that were from around here,
Mm-hmm.
and then like when you get into like an isolate language, like my people's language, where that language doesn't come from anywhere else in the world.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's one thing that indigenous people kind of try to debunk, and they, you know, just because a lot of our ways and indigenous ways, we don't write things down. We teach through story, so it's all oral teachings.
Mm-hmm.
And when the British Empire came over, they didn't recognize our way of record keeping because it wasn't written down like the way they did.
Yeah, it's kind of history because for the moment we have some similarities with indigenous people and with the natives from north of the Russia. There is maybe you know Eskimos. There is a nation that has some specific and similarities. Yeah. And what traditions do you hold since ancient times that came from ancient times?
Mm-hmm. There was a story that I was told once by like an elder,
Mm-hmm.
is that we call them star beings, and they came down to Earth and they they went to different indigenous communities and they taught them things. So I think that's why we kind of have similarities. That's the story that I was told.
Mm-hmm. So what traditions do you keep from ancient times?
Mine, like my teachings is we do a lot of ceremonies.
Yeah.
Like we do a sweat lodge.
Mm-hmm.
Sweat lodges from before before times.
Mm-hmm.
You go, it's kind of like almost like a sauna, if you think about a sauna, but it's in a little cedar, like a cedar hut we build in the ground,
Mm-hmm.
and you sit on the ground and you put, we call the grandfather rocks, and you light it on fire, and there's a process of doing it, and then you put these rocks inside of there and you pour water on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it like cleanses you, and you go inside with people and you sing and you pray and for things, and it's supposed to help cleanse you off and revitalize your spirit.
Mm-hmm. So there is a lot of ceremonies, and do in your family you celebrate some specific ethnic holidays, events, like ceremonies together?
Yeah, there's a ceremony that we do in the winter,
Mm-hmm.
and we do it on the very first day of the new year. And it's like it's a nighttime ceremony we'll do.
So what's going on there?
We just sing and pray for we give thanks for the year,
Mm-hmm.
making it through another year, and then we sing and pray for another plentiful year. So it's just a time to come together and sing and pray. And in certain songs, you sing in certain ways. And then you sing all night and pray all night. And then at the very end, we'll feast. Like we'll have a big feast, a community feast. Everyone brings something and everyone eats in celebration together as a community.
So it's like the 1st of January, yeah?
Yeah, the evening, the night of.
Interesting. While the whole world just after party from the 31 December, you have ceremony. It's cool, yeah. So how about the wedding stuff? Do you have some interesting traditions on the wedding?
Where I come from, yeah, it's like not like your traditional wedding, but it's like a gathering of people because you always have to have witnesses, and then they'll blanket the couple, and the couple will dance. And blankets mean a big thing in our people's ways because sometimes a blanket they used to make them by hand, and they would take like a year, months to make. You make a blanket by hand before machines, and the family would put that blanket together. So when they would wrap that couple together and they would dance and sing, that would give them all that energy they put into that blanket.
How is going on dance? Like yours? What I saw, or it's just more spiritual?
More spiritual, that one. It's more like a couple dance. Yeah.
And I saw throat singing. And there is stuff that people are really near with the foreheads.
Oh, I don't know much about that. That's it's not my like I'm not from around there.
Yeah.
I don't know much about that throat singing. So I haven't even seen it in person, like other than just TikTok like you and like in Instagram.
Okay, so you're more by dancing side, okay.
Yeah, but we do sing. We just sing. We don't sing like throat singing. We sing differently, yeah.
How differently?
It's more words, use words and like traditional words and things like that.
Do you sing?
I can, but my throat's kind of like it got really hot here, and I've been sleeping with my air conditioning on, and then my throat got dry last night because I slept with my air conditioning on. So I keep clearing my throat.
Maybe you will send some video if you have one.
Yeah.
Over there. So, how Indigenous people declared in love to each other? There is some specific to you? Maybe some gift or some symbol that I love you here.
Some tribes are different. I know some tribes will give each other eagle feathers. Like the man will give the girl, the lady, eagle feathers, because eagle feathers are a big significant meaning in our ways. You know, back in the day, there were stories of they would give horses or animals they caught. You know, they would give them to the father or the family to exchange their love.
So, do you have some interesting stories about your ancestors? What did they do through the life? Maybe you had some picture of them.
I don't know much about my ancestors so much because of like a lot of Indigenous people are disconnected from what happened in residential schools. You know, there was a lot of hurt, and a lot of people lost their languages and they lost their way of life because of when they went to these churches, like these places. We call them prisons, pretty much. It was basically, you think of that place where Hitler took all the Jews, right? You know, where Hitler brought all the Jews.
Yeah.
So Hitler actually got his idea from what they were doing here in Canada and America to our people.
Oh my God.
So what they were doing, what he was pretty much doing to the Jew people, America and Canada were doing to our people, but little kids only. They would take the little kids away and they would starve them, and they would beat them, and they would cut their hair. And if they spoke their own languages, they would punish them in different ways. I heard stories of them stabbing needles through kids' tongues, or, cutting their tongues, or like beating them till they couldn't sit anymore with leather belts, or putting them in corners, just torturing kids. So we would not remember who we were, because they wanted us to be like them. They wanted us to be like the British Empire.
Mm-hmm.
They wanted us to be
the same, like
white. Yeah. They wanted us to be European.
Yeah.
They wanted us to speak English only and only do what European people did.
Yeah, it's a sad story. During the Second World War, our countries were partners, Soviet Union and America, and Hitler did really, huge bad stuff to Russian people. It was a really big war.
Yeah.
I wish it will happen nothing.
Yeah, one of my grandpas ended up fighting in World War II. He left those schools, those places where they were treating him like that, to go fight in the war.
So he was soldier, yeah?
Yeah.
Interesting. Did he wear some specific national costume, or there was a really bad time for it? Because they show that you belong.
Yeah, you had to cut your hair. You had to fit in with the rest of the soldiers.
So there was. So let's move to one of my favorite part of every interview about National Kitchen. Do you have some family recipes that you're cooking together, or your favorite one?
A traditional food for us would be like duck soup or rabbit soup. So, yeah, because ducks and rabbits in the wintertime, there'd be a lot of them. Or in the summertime, we would hunt buffalo. So making anything with buffalo. But one of my favorite things is duck soup or rabbit soup.
Interesting. It's yummy, I guess. How to stay unique besides the circumstances?
How do I stay unique? Is that what you mean? Like
how to stay yourself besides this, mass culture going on, and what we are talking about the maybe war or something, the bad stuff, how to stay yourself.
How do I say myself? Just knowing what I stand for and knowing what I want to see in my world. And I'm a big believer, what we look at on social media, it creates that algorithm. Whatever we think about creates an algorithm. Life is an algorithm. So if you want to see war, you want to see all these things, that's what you're going to see in your life. And if you want to see good things, you have to choose to see that. You have to know what you want from life. You have to know. You have to take a look at yourself and ask yourself, what do I want from my day? How do I want to spend my days? Because one day I'm not going to be here, and I don't want to regret not living my life the way I wanted it to. And that's how I try to stay true to myself. On my social media, I'll stay true to what I believe in. I only talk about things I know, the things that I've learned or I'm learning. I try not to talk about things that I don't understand either, because it's not true to who I am until I learn it.
What's your favorite films and books were shown live of Indigenous people?
There's a pretty good movie, a TV show called I think it's called Little Bird. Mocking Little Bird. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's called. It talks about some of the things that happen to our peoples in ways. And then there's another movie called Dreamkeeper. It tells it tells like old stories, old Indigenous stories, and they like as they're driving, they kind of the stories happen in real life. Those are two good movies. Like the Little Bird is a TV show, and then Dreamkeeper is like a movie.
Mm-hmm. How about books?
I haven't really read any Indigenous books.
Maybe Jack London. Did you read them novels?
No, I haven't read. No.
Oh, it's really interesting. I like them so much, and there are many stories about Indigenous people. Yeah.
Let's look them up.
Yeah. You're so talented and versatile person, but on your road were many struggles. So how you become who you are now, and what is your formula of success?
I believe that I became everything I became through my life, through all my struggles. You know, they give me the strength that I need to keep carrying. It's like when you go to the gym. You know, you go to the gym and you struggle when you lift the weights. You struggle when you work out, but then you leave and you recover and you become stronger. And then you go back to the gym and you can lift more weights. You know, you can run faster, you can run longer. And I believe that I am who I am is from all my struggles and everything I've had to overcome and grow through my whole life. And yeah, that's a big thing I believe about my life. You know, everything that I always say, I have a saying, everything happens for the right reasons. You know, have you heard that? You know, people say everything happens for a reason, but I'm a big believer it happens for a right reason. And like one day, somewhere down the future, you'll realize why it happened. It'll just click. And you'll be like, oh, that's why that happened. So this can happen.
Yeah. So everyone should be thankful for struggles during the life.
Yeah, because it makes you who you are, you know. It gives you character, right? It makes you unique to this world. You know, we're all unique. We all have our own story. And it makes you unique in your own way.
Yeah. So now will be the Blitz. The best place in the world.
Pardon, what was the question?
For you, there's the Blitz. The best place in the world for you.
Well, the best place in the world for me, I think just being in the present, like being in the moment is the best place, because so many people worry about the future, or they, you know, dread the past, you know, they get upset, they get sad, and not very many people like are in this moment, like how, you know, we're talking right now. You know, I could be thinking about things in the future, or I could be worrying about the past. For me, it's just always trying to be like in that actual moment of life. That's because that's the only thing I'm promised right now. It's just this moment. So that's my favorite place to be, and it's not easy. You know, it's really hard for a lot of people to be in the moment.
Be in the present,
yeah.
Because more people live with the past, I guess.
Yeah. Are they worried about the future?
Name countries. Where have you been?
Just North America so far. Only North America.
Only North America? You never been, bro?
Yeah. No, not yet. One day.
Okay. What is the strength?
What is one of my strengths?
What is the strength? Yeah, for you.
The strength is a lot of things could be strength, but a strength is it's a good one. Strength is understanding that things could always be better, or they could always be worse.
What do you say to yourself when you're upset?
Depends on what it is, you know. More lately, I've been allowing myself just to feel it, because you know we always try to not feel our feelings. for many years, I used to drink alcohol. I was an alcoholic for many years. I tried to run from my feelings, and now I try to just feel them. Why not? Depending on what feeling it is, sometimes I won't let myself feel it too long. Get stuck in it. I don't want to stay there forever, but I still feel it because I believe that we were given those emotions for a reason. It allows us to feel all life. If we were always just one emotion, you would kind of get bored of it. If you're always happy, you'd get bored of being happy and you wouldn't understand anything else in life. You have to be upset, you have to get mad, you have to get, angry, you have to feel all life. It's like colors. If everything was just one color, it would be boring. So emotions are like colors.
If you want to cry, cry.
Yeah, feel it, feel it. And especially for men, men, it's hard for men now, because you have to be tough. And, they say, showing your that side is a weakness when it's not, it's very strong and it's very healthy for men to show their feelings because you don't keep that bottle up inside of you. You allow it to go.
Your credo?
And what?
Your credo, your main phrase for you? Your credo?
My main phrase?
Yeah.
Like, what do I always say?
Yeah, like your quote for you for whole
My
life.
quote?
With what you living?
Yeah. Everything happens for the right reason. Yeah.
The best day in your life?
The day I was born, I guess.
Your advice for our viewers?
My advice. For Indigenous people, just looking and learning from different resources, like looking for people who are Indigenous, learn from Indigenous people, about Indigenous people. It's always good to learn that way. You get to see the true story on who we are as people. When you read a book or you read something from that was written in the past, most times it's not true or it's false or they're trying to write a narrative. So look for Indigenous people to learn from, because there's lots of good movies out there and TV shows and books by Indigenous people that you can learn from and learn a lot of interesting things.
But for others who are not Indigenous?
Some advice?
Yeah.
We're not getting out of life alive. So, just live your life. We all have a passion. We're all born to do something. It's most people know what that is and they ignore it and they think, oh, I'll do it in the future. I'll do it one day. And one day never comes because we don't know how long we have left on this earth. It could be today, it could be tomorrow when you leave. The whole world could explode. No one knows, right? No one truly knows how long you have left. Just live your life more often. Life is about experiences and memories.
Yeah. And we had some competition in our group in VK. We sent some facts for our viewers and subscribers, and they should to guess what is the country will be from new guests. So one girl guessed that you're from North America. Her name is Nelly. So could you send greetings to her?
Oh, hi Natalie. That's a good guess. A lot of people don't guess that. And they usually think we're like Mexican or Filipino.
All the countries, yeah.
Yes.
So thank you so much. Thank you. It was a really good interview and good time. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.